Hey guys, here's a quick video to take a look at the Path TPO portal. All right, let's go ahead and open up the TPO portal. Now on this page, you can brand this with your logo, market yourself, post helpful links as resources for your third-party originators. They can go here and enter in their login credentials and log into your portal. Now, once they're in your portal, they'll have a pipeline where they can see loans they've uploaded to you, along with the different statuses. So they've got nice loan visibility. We can turn on boxes so you can post helpful information like how-to guides, training resources, direction as far as like the steps to take. We can turn on this pricing box, which if you're using the Path pricing engine, the third-party originator can actually run scenarios to see what your pricing looks like before they upload a loan. So just a nice little marketing tool for you here where they could come in and put in the scenario as far as loan purpose, term, sale price, property information, product features, borrower information, search by price or rate, the lock period, and then run the scenario. And then that would then return all the eligible products with their pricing and also list all the ineligible products right here for them to view. Then when they want to start a new loan, they could click the new loan button and manually enter in the loan data. Or if they've already got a Fannie file, they can just drag that into the start new loan box here. So let me show you what that looks like. I've got this Fannie file on my desktop. I'm just going to drag it into the start new loan box here. Now that's going to upload that Fannie file into the portal and then open up the loan. And it's going to open up on the document screen with a nice little drop zone here to make it real easy to drag documents in. So let me show you what that looks like. Go ahead and grab these 4 documents that I've got on my desktop, drag them into the drop zone and let go. And now Path is going to go ahead and show you the documents that are being uploaded. So you can just review those real quick and then click add. Nice and easy. So now at this time, the TPO could go to the summary screen just to review all the data that's uploaded, just to have that reassurance everything is uploaded correctly. And then if they wanted to make any changes or add any information, they could then move over to the quote screen here, where they've got access to the borrower personal information, the present housing expenses, acknowledgments, demographics, declarations, military service, credit. Now, when they run credit, the scores will populate here. They'll have a little link they can click on right here that'll open up the credit report right on the screen. Income and employment, assets, REO, liabilities, loan and product information, program and pricing, and then subject property. Down here, we can turn on a button if you want to give them access to run AUS, like DO, DU, LPA. We can turn on the credit button to allow them to run credit. We can turn on the program template button if you want them to be able to pick from a list of program templates to auto-populate program and pricing. Or if you're using a pricing engine like the Path Pricer or Optimal Blue or Mortec, we can turn on the pricing button, which would allow them to go in and price out this loan, search, and then the available products would come up. They would select the product they want, and then that would auto-populate right here into programs and pricing. Now, when they're ready to send the loan to you and submit it, they'll go down here and click this register loan button. And then what that's going to do is that's going to deliver the loan to your processor or your loan setup person, however you want that configured. In my demo account, I have it going to my processor role. So now that I've registered the loan, let's move over to this other window where I'm logged into Path as a processor. And I'm just going to go ahead and go into my desk, and there's the loan that was just registered. So we'll go into that loan. Now, I've got really nice loan visibility as far as I can see when the TPO uploaded the loan, when they submitted it to processing. And then check this out. I'll go ahead and stamp this in processing. So now that's going to go ahead and name, date, and timestamp that action and update the status to in processing. Now, why that's handy and nice is for the TPO, they'll get an automatic email notifying them that, hey, the processor started working on the loan. But also, when they're in their TPO portal, they can see under the loan status, it's in processing. So they know, all right, I just uploaded that and the processor's already working on it. Now, let's go back into the loan on the Path side and let's talk about issuing conditions. Now, the processor can issue conditions, the underwriter can issue conditions. We can configure it where both roles can issue conditions. I've got my demo account set up where I'm going to issue them in the processor role. So to do that, I'm going to go into conditions, and I'm going to go down here and click the pick list button, and I'll select this conventional 30-year fixed TPO, which is going to bring in a group of conditions. And now I'll go ahead and select these conditions and click issue. So what that does is it's now going to show that the processor issued these conditions to the TPO. It'll show when they were issued and the current status. So we know by looking at this that the ball is in the TPO's court right now. We're waiting for the TPO to upload and satisfy these conditions. So let's say that I'm the TPO and I get an email notification alerting me that conditions have been issued. So I'm like, perfect. I go log back into the portal. I go into that loan. I go to the conditions screen, and there are those 3 conditions. So now to satisfy those, I'm just going to click into each one individually. Let's start off with the pay stub condition. And we'll go ahead and click this little plus button, and we'll upload the pay stub real quick here. All right. And then we'll click submit. Then we'll move into the W-2. So I'll just go ahead and click this button and upload the W-2 real quick. And then we have, we'll submit that, and then we have the driver's license. So we'll go ahead and upload the driver's license real quick here as well. Now, I also want to point out here that before I submit this back, we do have a comment section. So if the TPO wants to write a note before they submit this back, they could write some notes here and then go, like, in fact, let's just go ahead and write notes, and then we'll click submit. So now we can see that these conditions have been submitted back. And at this time, the processor is going to get an email notifying them that the conditions have been submitted back. So let's go ahead and put our processor hat back on. I'm going to go back into the path account, logged in as the processor, refresh my condition screen, and now we can see these conditions have been submitted back to us. And to view the documents that were uploaded, we don't even have to go into the condition. We can just click on the document to review it. And if we want to stamp that we reviewed it, we can just go down here and click the review button. And now that's going to stamp, like name, date, and timestamp that we've reviewed that document. So we'll just go into each one, and here's the pay stub. Yep, that's what we wanted. So let's go ahead and mark that we've reviewed it. And then the W-2, we'll go in here and mark that we reviewed that as well. Now, the underwriter is going to clear these conditions. We've just started the process to help the underwriter by issuing them. So now that they've been submitted back, let's go ahead and submit this loan to the underwriter. So I'm going to go to my production send status screen and submit to underwriting. And now we'll go ahead and toggle to my underwriter role. And we will see the Bobby Ewing loan is right here. We'll go into that loan, and we'll go ahead and click in underwriting. So now that name, date, and timestamps that I've picked this loan up and I've started underwriting it. And this is nice because that way now when we go into the TPO portal again, the TPO is going to be able to see, all right, this loan is now in underwriting. So they can see the loan progressing through the workflow. And so then the underwriter would go into the conditions, and they would obviously look at each document and review it. And then if they were satisfied, they would just select the conditions, and I'll just do all 3 here for time purposes, and we'll hit clear. So now we've cleared those conditions. So in a nutshell, that's the high-level overview of the mechanics of that TPO portal. Definitely reach out to me if you have any questions. I'd love to hear from you. Path is absolutely amazing. Your team will love it. If you do have questions, let me pop up my contact information for you here. So there's my phone number, there's my email. Like I said, I'd love to hear from you. So please reach out to me with questions. And I really appreciate your time today. Thanks for watching.